Well, let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am going live. Now you know that I can count and rhyme if you heard all of that. Good morning. Hi. Hey. Welcome. I am Jane. Yes, I am. And hey, I'm coming to you live from Dallas, Texas, where it is today. This is mind-blowing for me. 30 degrees. And for some reason, even though the wind's not blowing and it's not raining and the sun is shining, it feels like 21 degrees. That to me is crazy. And I can't believe that it's this cold. I cannot believe the weather that happens in Texas is so all over the map. It's crazy. It's awesome. I love it. Anyway, yeah, I went outside already and it's freaking cold out there, man. Woo! Anyway, it's going to get up to, I think, what was the high today? Maybe 60 at the most, 58, something like that. Unbelievable, but at least the sun is shining. Yes, indeed. So, hey, I'm here with you. This is the PB&J Influence channel, but we are going to do one question right here today from this book. And that's what I always do here on this channel. And you can see in the titles now that I'm posting the question or the topic in the title so that you can decide if you even want to look at that particular video. And some of the discussions get kind of deep and some of them are pretty stupid, just saying. And some of the questions are kind of deep and some are kind of stupid, just saying. So happy October 31st. It's Halloween. How many of you all are? So you can see I'm wearing my costume. I'm not wearing a costume, okay? These are like my real clothes. And I had to find some warm clothes. And it just dawned on me that moving here from California, I realized I don't even begin to have the right kind of warm clothes that I need. Like cold in California does not compare to cold in Texas. So I've got about 5 layers on right now and I'm just in my house and I don't have the heat on because my thermostat isn't working for some unknown reason. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'm going to read this question. And when I do, we are going to try to make it more than what it is. Sometimes it's a really good question, and we just dive right into really thinking, using our brains just for 10, maybe 15 minutes, and then dropping into our hearts and our emotions. I know, scary, but it's what we got to do. Okay. I mean, if you're here, that's why, because we're just going to have a little conversation. And if you are here live, please say hello in the chat box and jump in on the conversation. Otherwise, this just could be kind of boring, just a one-sided blah, blah from me, right? We don't want that. So I am now going to read the question of the day, which I don't know what it is. Okay, I hope I can see it because I don't have my glasses. October 31st. Dum, dum, dum. What scares you the most? Well, it's October 31st. I guess that's a very appropriate question. That's a good one. A lot of people are terrified of a lot of things all the time. And wow, this opens up like some big topics. Like, do you live a life based in fear, being scared? Or do you live a life, what would be the opposite of that? Like not scared, right? But what they always say, psychologists, psychiatrists, specialists, yogis, whoever the heck else, when talking about emotions and feelings, everything boils down to 2. One is fear and the other one is love. So either you're living in a fear-based state or you're living in a love-based state. And the question, let's just go back to the question, what scares you the most? Hey, and by the way, my hair did this all by itself overnight. I took a shower. I know, a little side note here. Took a shower last night, combed my hair straight, and went to bed with wet hair. And when I woke up, it was doing this. I was super stoked. Who knew? Got to try that again, see what happens. Anywho, what scares you the most? And so I'm going to answer that for me, because there's a couple of things that really do. I've spent time working on because they do scare me. Well, first of all, it used to be spiders, just to, on the lighter side, it was spiders. I've actually come to be able to make friends with spiders. Although if they're really too gnarly looking, I'm still going to stomp them dead. That's just how it is. But for the most part, I leave spiders alone. I try not to kill them. But going a little deeper than that, what scares me is, number one, the way I'm going to die. I do not want it to be violent. I really fear a very scary, violent, gory ending. And hopefully that's not going to happen. I don't contemplate it too much. So then I had to break that down, and I'm like, what's the deal? Well, it turns out I'm not now. I was very afraid of death. And actually, what is even more scary to me is that we don't know when any of us are going to leave the planet. And for me, that's huge. That's like I have abandonment issues anyway, so this really rings my bell, trips my trigger, right? Making those crazy eyes. Whoa. Yeah, it really, this one does a number on me, because here you are on the planet and you have these relationships with people. And then I'm not so worried about me leaving the planet, other than like if it's not, if it's violent, I'm worried about that. But I'm not worried about leaving the planet. When I go, that's great, because I'm gone. It's great. No big deal. I used to be just scared about dying, period. I'm not now. I'm old. It doesn't matter. It can happen. But what I don't like is here you are having these beautiful relationships with people, and they just poof. They just disappear one day. And man, if you're not in the right place with those people, woo, that can do an emotional number to you. Or if you didn't get to say goodbye, or if you're in a fantastic place with them and they're just gone, now you just don't have, it's okay that they passed on, but now they're not here. This is what bums me out. The beauty of having all these people present in your life. So then this opens up this whole other side of the yin and the yang, the yin and the yang, as most Americans say, but a yang. The yin and the yang, the give and the take, the push and the pull, the fierce energy and the magnetic, the electro energy and the electric energy and the magnetic energy, that the yin and the yang of everything. And the polarity, right? The polarities of everything on the planet. The beautiful thing is, if there was no death, we could not come to adore and appreciate life for the short amount of time that we are here. So with that being said, the deaths around me that I have gone through, I am very grateful for, very thankful for, because they have brought me more in touch with the finiteness, is that a word? The finiteness of life. I don't want to call it fragile, but it is kind of fragile. The fragility of life, and how important it is to really be here, be present in my own life, and totally present, soaking in every moment with every important person in my life, and never taking it for granted, never getting to that place where it drives me crazy the way they brush their teeth, or I don't know, I'm just making up random stuff, where you get to a point where you're around some people and it's like, oh my gosh, there she goes again, like snorting the way she does every 20 minutes, like, or something like that, like, I don't know, just weird things that you can really end up being the things that you spend your time focusing on and end up hating people for, even though they're still in your lives and still in your life. And all of that stuff, you just need to wipe that right off the table, because if they weren't here for another day, you would give anything to have them back, doing all the quirky things that they do, because those are actually the things that you love too. So yeah, wow. What scares you the most? I guess there's many other things, but the question is the most. And the most, yeah, for me, the mostest thing would be not knowing when you're going to lose a loved one. That's it. And then the actual happening of losing them. I guess they go hand in hand. Because even if I knew, right, someone was really sick and I knew that they were going to pass on, like one of my dads, I have two. One left the planet like that in a heartbeat. That upset me because I did not get to say goodbye. And the other one did this long, strung out thing that took forever, and everybody knew it was coming. And it was still sad after he left the planet. Yeah. Doesn't matter whether you know or not. I just think that people that you care about, it's really rough when they leave for a time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this question can go really deep. You don't have to like get morbid like I just did with it. You could think of other things, like when I started out with spiders, right? That was not quite as deep as death, right? Although I do kill some spiders, so there's some element of death involved there. But it's a really good thing. It's a really good thing to contemplate this stuff. And so because I had such a fear of losing people, that caused me to look into myself more, with abandonment and with just death and what is death. And that, to me, that has been two awesome things. And death has been a phenomenal teacher to me, made me very passionate about life. And for that, I am thankful. And, it's all just it's part of life. If you don't have death, there's the yin and the yang, right? If you don't have the death, you don't have life. And you don't know either one. You could never, if you don't have something to compare something else to, there is no way to fully understand it. That's one of those huge philosophical things. Wow. Well, you know what? Check out a couple more of my videos below. Right there. Yes. Okay. You never know. You might find a question that you like. And I think that's about it. What day is this? This is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's a very big day for me. I'm not quite sure I'll be here, but just pop on and find out. I'll do my best. Okay. All right. Y'all. You have a good day now. Bye for now.